All right, friends, welcome. We are so glad that you are here with us this afternoon. Welcome to preparing for your new student orientation. I'm a bit shocked that we are in the month of April. I think time has flown by in the best way possible. This has been a wild year for you all as you've navigated senior year. You've applied to a copious amount of colleges, and hopefully OU is that dream school. And we can't wait to welcome you to the OU family and make you officially official at your new student orientation day coming up in May, June, or July. Thank you so much for being with us, and we'll transition to our next slide. But we've got a really, really great day planned for you this afternoon to help you prepare for this big day. My name is Morgan Brammer. I serve as the Assistant Vice President for Enrollment Management and Executive Director of Admissions and Recruitment, and just wanted to take this moment to sincerely congratulate you. You have made it. You've made it to this place where you get to start the next story in your chapter book. I think a lot of people talk about this transition to college being one that is U 2.0, and we like to talk about that too. But the things that you are and the things that make you who you are, your talents and treasure that you mentioned in your applications and everything you told us about you, we want you to be sure that you pack that in your bag too. It's you who makes the community. It's you who keeps us authentic, makes us brave, and ensures that we are compassionate. We are a compassionate group and a community. And so when you pack your bags coming to new student orientation and for move-in and everything else in between, make sure you pack yourself along with it because we want you to be along for this ride. We've got a great day planned for you, but before we can really dive into what is new student orientation, do I get to meet with an academic advisor? What should I expect? Do I bring my mom and dad? I would love for you all to type in the chat, where are we logging in from? So go ahead and use that chat feature down at the bottom of the screen and tell me where you're logging in from today. Okay, we got a lot of Texas friends. I always see you guys. Very good. We got some California folks. Okay, Oklahoma City. Atlanta, very good. Okay, more Georgia, very good. Love to see it. Memphis, Tennessee. Tulsa, I love my 918 folks. I'm from the 918 as well. All right, a lot of Texas, a lot of California. Thanks for being here, friends. I know it's earlier in your afternoon. Omaha, Nebraska, very good. Awesome. It's so cool for us to use that webinar feature because it's great to see where all of our students are from. And this is the amount of students that you'll get to connect with from all across the United States. As you know, we have representation from all 50 states and over 100 different countries studying here at the University of Oklahoma. So really excited that you're here with us too. We'll go to that next slide. And what I'd love to kind of go over today to make a really successful new student orientation day, we're going to go ahead and disable that chat now. But here are the things that we want you to keep in mind as you can make this a really successful time during your orientation webinar, okay? Use that Q&A feature. Down at the bottom of the screen, when you click on Q&A, you can ask questions anonymously, you can ask them personally, you can ask them to the whole group, but then we have friends answering those questions from admissions and recruitment, OU Housing, our Money Coach program, which we are the only one of its kind in the United States, through our Student Financial Center. MidFirst sponsors this, and you get a real money coach to kind of create this plan to paying for college, right? We know that's such a big source of support that you need to know that you have a path on. So we've got lots of friends in the chat today that can help answer your questions. May it be about parking, it could be about recruitment, it could be about when's move-in. We don't care what your questions are. We just want to ensure you get them answered. We hope that we get quite a few answered today about your new student orientation day too. The chat feature, you all just utilize that. Very, very good. And now I want to put you to the test. I want you to answer this poll and tell me, have you registered for NSO yet? Right? Let's see who's registered. All right, I see those numbers climbing. Good work, y'all. You're doing good on those action items. I love a good OU bound portal moment where it's like your checklist for everything before your butt's in a seat. This is good. This is good. I do have a few friends that are still deciding, and I hope today makes us push you over the edge so that you are joining us come this fall. So we're excited that you're here with us too. I'll go ahead and share these results with you guys. There we go. Very good. So we're going to be doing a couple of those polls. And I like to kind of talk about these webinar tips because I think it's so easy between computer screens for you to just kind of tune out, stay tuned in with us. We created this day for you and want to get your questions answered. So we want to make it as personal as possible. So stay tuned in, answer those questions. We love the rapport of this back and forth conversation. So allow us the opportunity to do that for you too. Okay. Let's click to that next slide, Taylor. Now, as we think about your new student orientation day, whether or not you've registered, this may be some of the steps that you've taken, but these are the things that you've got to do first. Before you sign up for your new student orientation day, you've got to submit that $250 enrollment deposit. That secures your spot in our freshman class, okay? There is no housing deposit. There's no other additional deposit you have to pay. The $250 enrollment deposit secures your spot in our class, which then opens the door for you to fill out what we call the New Sooner Survey. And this basically collects information about who you are, where you're at, what kind of courses you're hoping to take, just things that we want to keep in mind about you as we learn more about our student body. It helps us understand who you are and the needs that you have. Then after you finish those two steps, the next thing that opens up for you in your OU Bound portal is your New Sooner Orientation Day, okay? You will be able to click on that. It will ungray, and you will click on that and find the date that works best for you and your supporters. We have both in-person and virtual opportunities available for you to sign up for your New Sooner Orientation Day, okay? So those are the things that you have to do in that order. You've got to get that enrollment deposit in. We know that so many students are making decisions right now, especially in that FAFSAs have been released. ICERs have gone out from the federal government. So a lot of schools are starting to package students and get their financial picture. So maybe you have a better scope of where you stand with the university now that we've sent those out to you. We are continuing to get those out the door. So if you have any questions, we would love to walk you through your FAFSA if that would help navigate whether or not you feel ready to deposit or not. Then do that New Sooner survey. Again, it's so quick and easy, friends. There's going to be lots of quizzes you get thrown at in college. This is one of those easy ones, okay? It takes 5 minutes for you to finish. We just want to know a little bit more about you. And then you finally get to the best part. You sign up for your New Student Orientation Day, okay? And that's all available to you in your OU Bound portal. That's oubound.ou.edu. And we'll click to that next slide because we're going to talk about some fun stuff. What is New Student Orientation, Morgan? In SO, there are two ways to look at this, okay? New Student Orientation is your academic orientation to campus. It is when you will meet one-on-one with your academic advisor. Every single student at the University of Oklahoma is assigned to an academic advisor, one-on-one. It's not like you grab a ticket in a waiting room and they're like, 79, you're up. No. Sunny Wenger knows that she's going to be talking to Darcy Maisler coming up at 1 p.m. So you will meet one-on-one with a full hour with students. And it looks like something else has popped up on that screen. So there we go. Very good. You'll meet one-on-one with an academic advisor. You'll connect with our Student Financial Center as well. That's something that's really important to us. We do not hide behind costs. We make sure that our students have a good process and plan in place. And so our student financial experts and also our money coaches work in tandem to ensure that you feel like you and your family are prepared. You know that sticker price and you know what you're getting into. And then finally, we're going to familiarize you with the standards and policies of what it means to be a student at the University of Oklahoma. And we want to make sure the path toward your degree starts off on the right foot. So that's our responsibility, our team's responsibility this summer, is we want to make sure that you get that advising appointment, you get that schedule, you've got your 12 to 15 hours for your first semester to make you officially official. You're connected financially, you know the resources, you're familiar with the standards and policies, and you feel like you're on a good path come August, okay? And we'll go to that next slide. As we transition past what is an SO, we want to talk to you a little bit about the schedule. So if we'll go to that next slide, perfect. A couple things that you want to know about an SO is that it's required. It is not an option to not attend an SO, okay? You've got to attend your NSO, whether it's in person or virtual. Every student who is onboarded through the University of Oklahoma as a first-year student is required to go through New Student Orientation, okay? It costs you $0. Zero, okay? It's completely free to you. And if you want to come in person, you can bring up to 2 guests max. And we do that and we limit that because our spaces are limited across campus over the summer. And we want to make sure we can get as many students as possible through the door so that they can have successful orientation moments, all right? During that advising and enrollment time, so when the student is meeting one-to-one with an advisor, unfortunately, parents and supporters, you are not allowed to be in those appointments because the advisor really is working to foster this relationship, understand the dreams and ambitions of your student, and make sure that they get the schedule that makes the most sense for the dream that they have of getting that piece of paper from the University of Oklahoma, okay? It does require preparation, and that's what we're here to talk to you about today. A lot of students are like, what do I need to bring? What do I need to do? Do you need my test scores? Do you need this? And that's what we're going to dive into today. So if you have already signed up for your new student orientation, these are the things that you probably had received in your confirmation email. Now, if you are virtual, you received a confirmation email from our friends in iAdvise. If you are in person, you received an email from us, Admissions and Recruitment, okay? You received 4 to-do items in there. Perhaps not all 4 of those to-do items in your confirmation email require your attention, but sometimes they do. You will need to schedule and complete assigned assessments. This is based on a myriad of factors. There's an algorithm that goes into assessments. So you may say, hey, I'm taking this class right now concurrently, or hey, I've got this AP test that I'm planning on getting this score in. If you don't have those scores and classes completed, you still don't have a test score or class completed, right? So you do need to assess. Make sure you do sign up for your assessments. You can visit, if we'll have some of our friends in the chat post that assessment center website. It has a myriad of resources as it relates to any FAQs or why do I have to assess? What's the reasoning for it? We look at so many factors because we want to make sure you're getting started off on the right foot and we're putting you in the right classes based on your major, based on coursework, based on rigor, you name it. That's why we have it for you. So if you're required to assess, you must assess. We also want you to complete that NSO pre-advising questionnaire. This pre-advising questionnaire is designed to prepare your advisor for the time that they're going to have with you. Each advisor in person will meet about 4 to 5 students a day. And so they want to make sure that they understand who's coming in at what time, what kind of classes is the student coming in with, what do they hope for at the end of this, how many years are they going to be spending at the University of Oklahoma with me, and how can I best help them? They are there to foster a relationship with you to keep you on academic success, on an academically successful path. So allow them the ability to do that by filling out that pre-advising questionnaire 3 days prior to your new student orientation appointment. Okay, that needs to be completed 3 days prior. And then obviously, friends, once you graduate high school, submit your official transcripts. If you have coursework that you've completed from a transfer institution or a community college, we will need those official transcripts from them, not the ones just listed on your high school transcript, okay? So we'll need your final high school transcript when you graduate, but we will also need any other institutional transcripts that you have that have coursework that you've taken, okay? And then lastly, if you applied to us and you submitted a test score, make sure you submit those official test scores. Some of you may have self-reported, but we do need those official test scores for you to maintain and keep any scholarships as well. All right. So that's a lot of information, but the good news is that all of that information is actually in your confirmation email. So revisit it. And you can also find more information about those requirements prior to your new student orientation on our NSO website, ou.edu/new sooner. All of these things we need before your new student orientation day, but we fully recognize for our friends coming in May, maybe high school graduation hasn't come and gone yet. Still come to your new student orientation day, but get that transcript in as soon as possible. And you can send those to our admissions and recruitment office. All right, let's go to that next slide because we've got some fun stuff coming up. I want to talk to you all a little bit about our schedule and what we have planned for you. So for my friends coming in person, we've got our first new student orientation day on May 20th. And I truly cannot believe that. We just had celebrated Sooner Saturday last Saturday, and that was officially 1 month from May 20th. So we're all a little bit like, what in the world? How did we get here so fast? So for my friends in person, you will have a check-in window from 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. So friends, if you are flying in, if you are driving in, be mindful of traffic, be mindful of potential flight delays. Maybe that means you're coming in the night before. Okay, review all that information in your confirmation email. Our opening session doors will open at 7:45 a.m. In between that 7 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. timeframe, some of you may want to head over to Starbucks. We're giving all of our in-person students $2 off Starbucks. So if you guys want to grab that coffee and get that caffeine for the day, I feel you deeply, so do that. But for my friends who maybe are missing one assessment slot, there may be something that we send you regarding assessing on that day. We don't want that to happen. So finish your assessments in advance, okay? At 7:45, our doors open for opening session, and we will get started with our friend Tracy Carlson, who is our Director of Parent and Family Programs. And parents, this is for you. As much as this is a student orientation to get them academically ready for the university setting, this is also for you. We feel so strongly that these students cannot navigate their time at the university without your support and your guidance too. So we want to make sure you have all the resources. She's going to break down dates and deadlines that you'll want to be familiar with. She'll break down some terminology. What's a bursar? When's it due? She'll show you how to get involved in the parents group and stay connected as a community, right? You are a part of the OU family as well. So this is a great session to be a part of and get your day kicked off with. At 8:45, we're going to have opening sessions. That's where we'll need everybody back over. Our friends in student affairs will do an opening session, kind of all call to what you're signing up for, this really exciting moment. And then we will send you off beginning at 9:35. You will be able to opt into one of these three things. Each group will move through each one of these. So on the Choose Your Own Adventure, we wanted you to tailor your day. We didn't want every student's day to be the exact same because not everybody has the same needs. Perhaps some of you want to learn more about the resources across campus and know exactly where they are. So you're going on the OU resource tour. Perhaps some of you want to get out of the country for a little bit and you want to learn about how to do that. So you're going to the study abroad session. And maybe some of you are like, I have never been to campus before. So please, for the love, show me the residence halls. Maybe that's you. So those are your choose your own adventure options because we wanted to ensure you got all of your questions answered during that time too. The OU Way is one of my favorite sessions. This is when you will be partnered up with 3 orientation interns who are current students, and then 25 students will be in each group. So there'll be 8 groups each day. 25 of students will be together with their families and guests and things like that. And what I want you to look at the OU Way as is this is our OU citizenship course, if you will. What do we value? What do we want you to bring into the community? What are some resources you need to keep in mind to keep you successful inside and outside the classroom? What's our code of conduct? What rights do you have as a student? We're really educating you about the breadth of campus and how to maintain your book of work with integrity. So keep that in mind. That's what the OU Way is. It's going to be a really great session for you. And then obviously advising and enrollment, that's that 1-hour appointment with the student and the academic advisor, okay? Now, families and friends, during this time while your student's in there, we're gonna take you to what we call the hospitality headquarters, where you'll get questions answered. And we know that some of you may be taking off work. We know that some of you may have another little one with you, right? So we wanted to just give you a break to go grab a snack, get some water, we'll answer some questions, and we've got a fun surprise for you all over in hospitality headquarters during that time too. And then we will switch and transition. Our first lunch will begin at 10:55. I know that maybe feels early, but it kind of feels like 11. We will do lunch then, and we are having a taco and fajita bar all summer long. So I told all of our friends across campus who have to eat this for 29 days, make sure you bring your antacids, right? But lunch is provided on us. We believe deeply that if this is a family, we want to break bread with you at the table. So join us for lunch on us in the ballroom. There will be lots of resources open during that time too, where you can meet with Student Life, talk with the Career Center. They're right across the ballroom, and it's a great way to get connected with them early as you think about that job when you graduate. It's weird for me to say that out loud, but it's so real, right? And then Choose Your Own Adventure continues, and we'll go to that next slide. I know we got a little click happy. There we go. Lunch continues, and then you'll see another thing that pops up is financial conversations. Every single student, resident and non-resident, will receive a personalized information session based on being resident or non-resident on paying for college. What does it mean to take out a loan? What's the interest rate? What's my package? What's this final sticker price I need to be looking at? What's a financial success plan? How do I utilize this tool, right? We're going to go over all of that. Those sessions will continue all the way until 4 p.m. and we'll go to that last slide. This is my favorite part of the day. We want to send you off in the best way possible. So we're bringing together 9 resource offices in our Oklahoma Memorial Football Stadium, where you and your family will be sent off with some beautiful gourmet popcorn, with lovely water and lots of resources on the Career Center, the Accessibility and Disability Resource Center, Student Life, Greek Life, and getting registered for all that. Our athletics ticket office will be there. So if you have questions about tickets, football, basketball, you name it, they will be there. Our friends from OU alumni, because we know we have lots of alum that send their students here, will also be there. So you can learn about any travels they're taking for any of our SEC era games. They will be there. And this is just like quintessential your officially official moment. We'll have lots of picture opportunities on the football field, and so you won't want to miss this. So you will notice that your day really runs from 7 a.m. to 4:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's a long day, but I guarantee a good day, a worthwhile day, and one that you will leave with a copious amount of resources, feeling like you are ready to tackle the OU way come August. Okay. Now, I do have friends, as we'll transition to the next slide, I do have some friends who are operating virtually. May it be because you are distant and you're like, I can't come to campus before I move in, or I've been to campus so many times, I don't need to see it again. That's totally fine. So we will offer morning and afternoon sessions for our virtual friends. There are 6 days of those totals. So if you want to switch that, you absolutely can. You can go online. You'll see opening session. All of these times are in Central Standard Time. We're offering the same sessions, but the big difference is your Choose Your Own Adventure actually happens at 12:05 p.m. Central Time. So that's when you can choose to opt into our Parent and Family Program session, the Study Abroad session. We do want you to learn more about Camp Crimson and getting involved on campus, which will be featured with Qui Wynn and Zach Stevens, who are over Camp Crimson in our Student Life office. And then for our friends who don't get to make it to campus too, we do want to talk about mental health and wellness at the university and how we have those resources available to you too. Keep in mind, for all my friends who are on campus, those folks will all be present at our stadium send-off as well. We'll go to that next slide. You can see that PM session, simple breakdown as well. Those are your options available to you. And then we rotate through sessions all the way from 1:20 to 3:25 p.m. And again, all of those sessions are in Central Standard Time. One schedule option is not better than the other. It's just what's best for you and your family. Do you want to come to campus and make that final decision? Or do you want to do it virtually because maybe you're working all summer, or perhaps your family's traveling abroad, or you just can't seem to make it to campus? That's okay. Opt into whatever session is best for you. Just know that regardless, new student orientation is required for you to be at. All right. Let's go to that last slide. Scan this QR code. This actually takes you to our website. Visit it before you come on campus or before you engage with us virtually at your new student orientation day. Scan that QR code. It breaks down our schedules, all the dates we're available, FAQs, contact information. Where should I stay if I'm flying in the night before? Everything's there. If I'm bringing extra guests outside of 2, do you have things for them to do? We do. So scan that QR code, friends. We'll post it in the chat too, but it's a great link to get all the information you need to make for a really successful new student orientation day. All right. And let's wrap it up with our last slide. If you all need anything at all before your new student orientation day, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Esther DeClerc is actually our Associate Director of our new student orientation experience, and we just hired 35 orientation interns, which are current students who are going to help onboard our thousands of families all summer long. So we cannot wait to welcome you back to campus and make you officially official. If you have any questions, you can text us at that number. It really is a texting line, so text it right now, should you so choose. Or you can email us if you have long questions that you want to get answered too, okay? Now, that it really does conclude my sort of presentation and spiel. So what I'm going to have us do now, let's transition to a Q&A. So we'll stop sharing our screen right now. There we go. And I am going to have my friends Sunny Winger and David Demanja go ahead and turn their screens on. They are with us today. David is a current tour guide and a current student at the University of Oklahoma, and I'm going to have him share a little bit about himself. And then Sunny Winger is one of our academic advisors in University College. So David, will you real quickly introduce yourself, tell us where you're from and what you're studying?
Hello, guys. My name is David Demanja. I am from Edmond, Oklahoma. Shout out my fellow Wolves if anybody goes to Edmond Santa Fe. And I am a finance and accounting. Yep, there we go. Come on. I am a finance and accounting major, planning to get an economics minor as well. And like she said, I'm a tour guide and I'm a sophomore this year.
Awesome. And David is just an all-star. He contributes so much to our office. So I'm glad he gets to be here and kind of paint this student perspective today. And then one of my all-time favorite humans, Sunny Winger, who is literally the sunniest person on campus too. She's got 2 daughters here, parents, so she can really paint this picture too of what it means to attend here. But Sunny, will you tell us a little bit about your role and what you do for the university?
Hello, friends. I'm so excited to be here with you today and all of you supporters. Yes, I am an OU mom, but I'm also an academic advisor, and I will be here every day of new student orientation. I'm just one of 120 advisors who are on this campus who are prepared to meet with you, the student, one-on-one on your New Sooner Orientation Day. We're going to meet one-on-one. We're going to find out your goals and dreams. We're going to assess your credit, and we are going to build your schedule and get you enrolled. But yes, I'm here. I love it. I work with New Sooner students all year long. So this is going to be a blast.
No, we're really excited. A lot of work has gone into this, Sunny, and I think that's the most exciting piece is that this has been a concert of so many offices across campus putting together this really great day for our new family members. So can you talk really quickly about, kind of that prep work that the student needs to take? What do they need to have prepared to come to their New Sooner Orientation, specifically their academic advising appointment? What does that look like?
Absolutely. So you guys, this is so important for us to be able to provide you the absolute most accurate schedule. We need to know what you're bringing to us. So it's very important that we understand and know what dual enrollment or dual credit that you are bringing. Maybe you're taking college courses in high school. We need that credit reported, not from your high school, but from the institution that you're getting that credit from. It cannot be stated enough. Your high school transcript is not valid for reporting college credit. So we've got to understand and see what credit you're bringing. So please get those transcripts sent in. Even if you're taking a class right now and it's not going to be complete, go ahead and have that institution send us a transcript and we'll be able to see what you're taking. Report all IB scores, report all AP scores, and all of those organizations have a reporting system and we need to hear from them. So let us know IB credit, CLEP, any dual enrollment, concurrent, if you're going to take something this summer. If you're taking an AP class right now, we need to know that you're taking it and that you plan on testing for that. So it's very important that we understand what college credit you're bringing so that we can accurately advise you this summer.
And a lot of that can be handled too, Sunny, through that pre-advising questionnaire too, right? Like we're talking about, hey, Sunny, I plan on getting this on my AP test score. I plan on completing college algebra this semester, right?
Absolutely. So the coolest thing is, guys, every one of us who are academic advisors, we can pull up your pre-advising questionnaire. And I need to be able to see that you've listed all the AP tests that you took, all the concurrent credit, and what institution where you took that through. Any IB higher level HL courses are going to be important. So that questionnaire for NSO is very important and we need that updated. You can update that as close to your NSO appointment as 3 days. You can even go in there and update your major. It's important too. Do not freak out if you don't know your major. We are completely prepared to talk with you and plan a schedule that is safe for lots and lots and lots of majors at OU. That is what we are experts in. So yes, please use the questionnaire, go back in there, update things. Even if you've already done it, you can revisit it, go back in and tell us what credit you might be bringing. And again, say it with me, your high school transcript is not valid for reporting credit. So you've got to have those institutions send that credit to OU, but use your questionnaire, at least let us know what you're bringing.
That's so incredibly helpful, Sunny. And basically all that you're talking about is like, I need to know this information so that I can build the best possible relationship with you to make this plan for you academically. Because friends, you're coming here to get this degree to say that you're the expert in this thing, and your degree will be a reflection of your understanding of that thing, right? And so, David, I want to pass it to you, thinking about your moments and your engagement with your advisor, how has that kind of helped you formulate what your ultimate goal is at this university?
Yes. So, like they mentioned earlier too, you do not have to go in knowing what you want to do. So, part of the reason why I even chose finance and accounting was because my sister did it, but still she couldn't recall what she had to, classes she had to take, this and this. So the relationship with your advisor, you want to first, let them know what you are interested. If you are exploratory, you don't know what you want to do, just let them know like, hey, I like doing this, I like doing that. For me, I told my advisor, hey, I'm interested in business. What are the select realms within here? And then from there on, they kind of formulated that, let me know about it, like what each um or what each major entails, and then within these majors, what these classes are going to look like. So I remember having that conversation with my advisor, and they looked at my transcript, they looked at everything, and they were like, "Wow, you came in here with a lot of credits, all of the good stuff. You have room for flexibility that first year." So that made me feel good because I knew that okay, if business isn't the track I want, I'm at least taking these gen eds to set me up for success somewhere else. But then as the year progressed and I started to enjoy these classes, and then I met for my second session advising, they kind of just were they looked at my grades and how I was performing. They were like, "Oh yeah, like you're doing great, and we see you graduating in this amount of time." And just being completely transparent. That's what I really appreciate. I've heard sometimes advisors in other universities are not as transparent. So what I appreciate here at OU is that the advisors are extremely transparent, and I love that.
And I think that's what's really special. Everything that you mentioned, David. I mean, these students aren't just walking into these offices. I mean, you can get day of appointments, right? And maybe it's not with the advisor that you normally meet with, but there is this plan and process that's kind of expected of students. It's like, hey, know what you want to go talk to your advisor about. Know that, like, if you want to go study abroad or that seed is kind of in your brain, make sure that's a conversation that comes up at your new student orientation, right? If you have an affinity for art, but you're an engineering major, bring that up, right? We want those things to kind of bubble over, right? And David, I don't know if you've got a minor, but would love to kind of talk about some of those other courses that maybe you took because your conversations with your advisor really like glued together.
Yes. So, as a business major, one of our gen eds that we have to take are econ classes, microeconomics and macro economics and statistics. And I remember just looking at my advisor like, why do I have to take these classes? Like, oh, I guess it's a part of business as well too. But they were just like, these are the gen eds that you have to take. So, upon my first semester of college, meeting my professor, his name was Dr. Norwood. He was just so funny and energetic and charismatic. But what really made me interested in getting a minor in economics is I understood it. I got it. And when I was questioning, like, hold on, I don't know about this, like I said, that advisor knew what was best. And then I took my microeconomics class second semester, and I loved that professor as well too. And it was basically the same things, but on a micro scale, like it is in the name. And I was like, I really want to learn more about this. This was something I was scared I was going to go into college and feel like I had to force learning, but those were two classes that I took that changed the whole trajectory of what I want to do and let me get that minor in economics. And now I'm in intermediate microeconomic theory, which sounds crazy, but I understand it and I love the class, and I actually wanted to be a part of it because it was an upper division class that I could take, which means I didn't have to. So I just loved it. And because of that advising session and I explained what I liked and what I didn't like, my advisor was able to help me out.
And that's what it's all about. Something that we talk about quite a bit is kind of transitioning goals. And sometimes goals change, and sometimes majors change, and sometimes in one semester, right? Sunny, can you talk about our ou.mymajors.com assessment and kind of how you all work from that space of change? And my goals have shifted. I took this class, it wasn't for me, or I'm still exploratory. How's NSO going to work? Help.
So the OU My Majors assessment is a great place to start because it will ask you some questions and kind of help you get a little bit closer to maybe groups or majors that you might resonate with. But the thing is, we want you to know that it's okay to not be firm about your major at this time, because 40 hours of your 120 hours that it takes to get a college degree are general education credits. And we can adjust those, okay? So when you come in and maybe many of you are going to see me this summer, that's going to be a thrill. Remind me that we saw each other in the webinar. When you come in, we're going to talk about where your interests lie and how this is going and are there a couple of majors that maybe you're thinking of, and I'm going to help keep you safe for the right kind of math to go into and different classes that could maybe apply to both. So that My Majors is a really good tool to start out with, because there are 170 majors plus at the University of Oklahoma. And you know what? It's my job to know all of those. It's your job to just know what you're interested in. So this summer, I want to encourage you, before you ever come to NSO, Google some things, start looking up some things. You know, if you're interested in psychology, be like, what happens with psychology? What is that major about? Use your OU My Majors survey. We also, once you're with us and once you're an enrolled student and I hit enroll, it's really exciting because the world opens up, and then we can go into other areas of OU. We have a major and career office. Two of my dearest friends, they are full-time majors coaches. I like to say it's kind of like Match.com, but for majors. We want to find out your interests and help you match. So we have more in-depth ways to help you match with an OU major of your interest. And that's just a little bit deeper, and that takes a little bit more looking into. But once you're an enrolled student, we can do that one. We can do that program, and we can do it on Zoom. So that's just another way that we can connect you with a major. But all of these things, you just bring that up with your academic advisor. We want to know what you're thinking, but we also want to know if you've got sort of a plan B. If something's sort of lurking back there and you're like, hey, but I always kind of thought about going into education. Let's talk about that. So this is a time to share with your academic advisor what you're thinking about, and to just do a little bit of research yourself, and to do the OU My Majors assessment, because that will help kind of narrow down some of the choices that feel enormous to you right now. We understand that.
Thanks so much, Sunny. And we're getting a few questions in the chat about how to register for your new student orientation day, or to change your date for your new student orientation day. To register for your new student orientation day, you can do that at oubound.ou.edu. Remember, you've got to submit that $250 enrollment deposit and do your new student survey before that window can open to do your new student orientation day. If you want to change your date, if you want to add another guest, if you want to change your major, you can do that all from the comfort of your confirmation email that you received. Just say update or make edits. That's one of those buttons within your confirmation email. Anything you need to edit is editable, okay? You can change your major up to 3 days prior to your new student orientation appointment, 3 days prior. That's also when your pre-advising questionnaire is due too. Again, all of these to-dos are kind of broken down in that confirmation email, and get to know that confirmation email intimately well, okay? It's got everything you need to make for a successful day. We tell you what to wear. We'll prepare you for weather. We tell you what to expect. We will not give you your personalized schedule in that email. It will be printed live once you show up for check-in and registration, okay? David, we have gotten a couple questions about like, okay, NSO Camp Crimson, what's the difference?
Yes. So the biggest difference is NSO is more academic oriented. So when you go on campus, the biggest thing, like the required thing, is getting that advising session done. But then you get to see the list of the campus resources, and it's one day. Camp Crimson is going to be a 5-day, week-long, right before classes start. I call it like a summer camp for college. This is where events are going to be like going every hour. You're going to be like in a small group. You're going to be meeting tons of new people, and you really get to be exposed to the whole entire, you're a freshman class, your whole class. So that's the biggest difference. But in both of those, you are meeting a bunch of new people. You are learning a lot of information. And it's just, I get chills thinking about both of them, because they were both like monumental moments. And if I didn't have any of those moments, I feel like my college career would have looked a lot different. So those are the biggest main difference that I can highlight.
And camp is really, really special. At the end of Camp Crimson on August 18th this year, so save the date, it will be class kickoff for all of our students, where you go back into the stadium, you hear this awesome message from the president that you got to get behind, and then you head off to your first day of classes that very next Monday. It's really this out-of-body experience that I think you're going through, because so much that has led up to new student orientation has led to this moment. you becoming officially official with the University of Oklahoma. And so we're excited to welcome you to the family. I want to ensure that you get any other questions answered. So that kind of concludes our Q&A portion, but just want to extend our deepest gratitude that you chose the University of Oklahoma. There are so many choices. There is so much out there about the relevance of a degree. Is this right for me? Should I do this? Shouldn't I do this? And we promise to walk alongside you in this path. Okay. This is your family now, and we will stick behind that true, right? I think what's so important about this place is that we are authentic, we are brave, we are compassionate, and we're going to ask you to be those things too. And parents and supporters, the same for you. So if you haven't heard it already, once again, welcome officially to the University of Oklahoma family. We're going to turn our videos off, but we're going to stay on to answer any questions in the Q&A chat. So we'll turn some tunes back on. I'll have Taylor turn that music back on. We'll stay on here for another 5 minutes and answer any questions. But we are so excited for your new student orientation day, where you get that class schedule, you feel official, and you're ready to go. So once again, welcome to the family, and we'll be back here soon.